Hello and welcome to this week's IG Live. As you know, we come to you every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern to bring you a little dose of inspiration and share some simple tools, practical ideas of what you can do to live your best life for yourself and for your family. And today we are going to be talking to our founder and CEO, author Deedee Cummings, and we do this we try to get her in here as often as possible, usually about once a month, but she's quite busy, but we're glad that she's able to spend the time with us. And today we are going to be talking about the Louisville Book Festival, which is happening this weekend. It's so exciting. This is one of her projects, really to ensure that all children have access to books in their homes. You know, we have a lot of book deserts in our country. This is Louisville is one of them, where a lot of kids don't have books in their homes. And so the Louisville Book Festival is something that she started to try and to address that and give kids access to books and also to let them have access to authors. You know, they can go and they can actually meet authors. Now, it's not just for children, it's for grown-ups too. There are a lot of really exciting authors. This is its fourth year, if I remember correctly. It started in 2020, so of course that had to be virtual. And then finally, this past year, it was able to be in person. So this is, I believe, she'll correct me perhaps when she gets on here, but I believe this is the second year that it's been in person. It's such a wonderful event, and they have so many great authors lined up. I know one of the panels is Deedee is going to be on with Tanya Abari and Brittany J. Thurman, who are both wonderful authors. And so it's very exciting, and we'll get all the details from Deedee when she's on here. Hold on just a minute. Stop by. If not, you can always support it. They can definitely use the donations to help them get by. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. It's good to see you.
Good, you too. It's been a while since I've seen you. I'm looking for something to prop my phone up just a little bit so that I can see you a little bit better. Yeah, there we go.
I actually was thinking I'm glad you actually have the time to stop by and talk with us. You must be so busy today.
It is a very busy day, but I was just talking to Melissa, who's like my right hand at the Louisville Book Festival, and we were both just commenting how nice it is that we have some time. We were talking about problems that we need to address today, but as we were talking about today, we began to talk about the future and how exciting things look for the future. And so I just got off the phone with her, and I told her that we must really be in good shape if we have time to talk about the future. So I think because this is our second year in person, it's our fourth year doing the Louisville Book Festival, but only our second year in person. And I think because we have actually now seen it in person, we kind of know what to expect. Not that there's not still a lot to do or to prepare for, but a lot of the worst case scenarios have already been worked out in our head because of last year. So I think we're in good shape.
That's great. That's amazing. Especially, I mean, it's so much work, but like you said, at least now you have an idea of what it looks like. You've been through it once, and it's just going to keep on improving. And I was just talking about how this was something that you really started because you saw the book deserts in Louisville, and you wanted to make sure that kids had access to books.
Yes. Yeah, my whole career has been really, it's just unfolded naturally. And for a long time, I wondered why certain things had happened in my life, why I had gotten a law degree, but then decided I didn't want to be a lawyer anymore, why I had spent so many years working as a state employee in social services. It was weird because all of these pieces of my life didn't make sense to me until maybe 15 to 20 years in my career. All of those pieces added up to one big puzzle. And so everything has just unfolded exactly the way it was supposed to be. And really, my true passion is helping people love books. And because of the way my career unfolded and my education aligned, it was just a natural thing to do things like make media and the Louisville Book Festival. I didn't understand when I was in my 20s or even in my early 30s that everything I was going through were the essential building blocks for the dreams I had for the future.
Mm.
Uh, so for now, what I'm doing, everything is just falling into place. And, I sometimes have trouble talking about myself because I don't ever like to appear like I'm bragging, but my past adds credibility to what I'm doing today. So it was important for me to pay attention to all those doors that were opening and take advantage of those opportunities. If I'd missed those opportunities, I may have missed fulfilling one of the dreams that I'm working on now. So it's all been very important, and I'm really excited about tomorrow because we're less than 24 hours away, and so just it's kind of crazy. And the reason why we keep talking about next year is because next year will be 5 years for the Louisville Book Festival.
Wow.
5 years, and so we're going to have a big celebration for Makeaway Media because Makeaway Media will be celebrating its 10th year. And the Louisville Book Festival, just coincidentally, will be celebrating its 5th year. So we're going to do something big for both of these organizations. And hey, that's my friend Yesenia. Hey, good to see you on here. And so we're going to do something big for both organizations. And I think Yesenia is in Ohio. So Yesenia, you got to come to the Louisville Book Festival next year, or maybe she's Michigan. But I know it's not too far. So you should think about bringing your baby to the Louisville Book Festival next year. I also want to talk to Read Your World about coming. I think you all should come. There's a lot of teachers here in Louisville that participate in Multicultural Children's Book Day.
Michigan. All right.
Yeah, Michigan. I knew it. I knew it was too far. So yeah, come on down next year.
Yes, I would love to, and I think especially Mia. Mia should go, or if all of us could go, that would be amazing. I would love to go.
Yeah.
Pretty far for me in California, but she's not. Well, she's at least on the East Coast.
Well, and nothing's really far by plane. I mean, it's a longer plane ride, obviously, but it would be so awesome if you, Francis, and Mia could all come and do something for Read Your World at the 5th year celebration of Louisville Book Festival, because we've all been so, just intricately involved in each other's projects. Right. And I'd love to have that kind of a celebration too. And I know there's many Jefferson County Public School teachers, which is here in Louisville, who participate in Read Your World. And so they would be there to meet you all and continue to support whatever it is that we both have going on next. So we've got a lot of book lovers here in Louisville, and I've been very happy with the turnout. We're also hearing from many people today that are on the road on their way to the Louisville Book Festival. So that's exciting. We have a whole entire family coming from Florida, another couple coming from Wisconsin, and these are just the people we know about. So I know that other people are on the road on their way to this gigantic book party.
What kind of turnout are you expecting?
We believe we had 3,000 people last year. It's hard to count, but based on the amount of books and swag we gave away, we're confident that we had over 3,000 last year, but we don't know the exact number. This year, I would love if we are able to count 5,000 people. Which is great, because I was talking to somebody else about a gigantic conference. It's a big conference, and they had 6,000 people. So, even if we had 3,000 people, that's a great turnout for a first-year conference in person. But I'm pretty confident we're going to have more than that this year, just because you can tell from the chatter on social media. I mean, the Louisville Book Festival is everywhere on social media, and we're being tagged in so much stuff I can't even keep up with sharing it.
That's great. Yeah. That must be such a great feeling, that you had this vision, and now to see it really come. Because I know one of the things that really impressed me is, one, that you're the kind of person that you see a problem, you come up with a solution, and then you do it. Mm-hmm. Which a lot of people fall behind on one of those steps, right? Yeah. But you always do that. And plus you were so persistent, because here you had this idea, and finally you were doing it. And then we had the pandemic hit, And a lot of people would have just given up at that point, but you didn't. You pivoted and you made it a virtual conference for two
Mhm.
years, and then finally saw it come to pass last year with
Yeah,
an in-person conference, and then even bigger and better this year. I mean, that's just so impressive to me, just your persistence and determination to make this happen because it really makes such a difference to kids, you know, to have this available.
it does definitely. And thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. But I don't want people to think that I'm some kind of like superwoman that never wants to give up. There are lots of times where I want to give up. In fact, I just text Melissa, who helps me run the Louisville Book Festival. I just texted her just a couple days ago, and I said probably a dozen times a day, I asked myself, why am I doing this? Because it was getting, crunch time, and we were getting all kinds of messages from all kinds of directions, which if I can just give one tip to people, please just email people or whatever their preferred method is, because it's kind of overwhelming getting emails and phone calls and text messages and messages in Instagram
Right.
and messages in Facebook. I mean, a lot of the messages in Instagram and Facebook are just not going to be seen.
Mhm.
So find out, if you're applying to a festival or conference or you're interested, what their preferred method is, and then contact them that way, because we can't even get to the messages in Instagram and Facebook. It's just not possible. I mean, it's basically two people and an administrative assistant that put on the Louisville Book Festival.
I
But
wonder
it
if
is,
people don't realize that because it's such a big
yeah,
festival and you guys do so much, they may not realize that it's such a small crew putting
yeah.
it.
I don't think people do. I think people have been to other book festivals in big cities, and they've seen usually book festivals, not usually, but a lot of times book festivals are put on by like the state humanities department. So they have a whole agency of people working on the book festival, whereas we're just entrepreneurs who love books. We're just book nerds that wanted to bring a book festival to Louisville. So I think we're pretty mighty book nerds, and pretty determined book nerds. But let me go back to my point: is that I was getting inundated with messages, and I text Melissa, and I said like a dozen times today, I asked myself, why am I doing this? I mean, literally, like I thought I make okay income as a therapist, and I love to write, and I'm spending my whole day replying to messages about where to park. And
Yeah,
that, that's not what I signed up for.
right.
And then I reminded myself, I'm planting a tree,
Mm.
and answering questions about where to park. If that's what gets people down the festival, that's part of it. It might not be the most shiny and fancy part of building a book festival, but that's part of it, because people have to park if I want them to come to the book festival. And so that helped me, just that mantra. It was almost, it was an affirmation, but it was almost a form of meditation. It was a small 15 seconds of the day where every time I had that little panic, why am I doing this? I repeated to myself, I'm planting a tree.
Mm.
And if anybody's ever planted a tree before, that's not easy either. So, um, saying that to myself helped me get to today, where I feel a lot better about tomorrow.
That's a great mantra to have
Yeah,
for me.
like
And can you tell people like so how because a lot of people watching might be in the area that they could come by, and then other people like me who are too far away to make it this year and hopefully next year,
mhm.
how they can donate and support.
Thank you for the love. Somebody's giving me hearts. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um, well, we love donations because, again, we're a small nonprofit and we do everything on our own. So I'm not on here today to ask for donations, but since you brought it up, if you want to donate, all you have to do is go to the Louisville Book Festival and hit the donate button that's in the top right corner. And you can donate anytime. You don't have to wait for the book festival. You can donate any day of any month. Um, but we still do need volunteers. If there's anyone local who's watching right now and wants to volunteer, wants to spread the word about volunteering, we still do need volunteers for tomorrow and Saturday. Um, but we really just appreciate people who are watching anywhere, just help us share our message. So even if you did something as simple as like our posts on social media or share them, all of that adds up and helps. And I know that sounds silly, but that's the world that we're in, is every time you like and share a post, there's a chance that more people will see it. If enough people like and share posts, that's how posts go viral. And when posts go viral, that calls attention to very worthy causes like ours. So you don't have to show up in person and volunteer, and you don't even have to donate money, although we appreciate if you do. You can do something simple as follow our social media account and like everything you see that we post. Very simple.
Which is Louisville Book Festival, right?
Louisville.
And we'll include that when we post this. We'll have the link
Okay.
to that, and we'll also include the website, obviously, when we post it to YouTube.
Right.
But Louisville Book Festival, very easy. Follow them on social media,
Mm-hmm.
like and save, share if you can. Yeah, it really does make a
Yeah.
difference. I mean, people don't think that it does, but it
Yeah.
really it helps get the word out to more people.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Yeah, I agree. And I appreciate all the love and all the support. I appreciate everyone who's watching right now. And we're just very excited for tomorrow. So I'm glad that I got to come on and talk about it. Just real quick, we're going to have over 140 authors.
amazing.
Isn't that wild?
Really good authors. I
And
mean, I've
yeah.
seen names. I was mentioning when you're getting on, I think you're going to be on a panel with Tanya Bari and Brittany J. Thurman,
Yeah.
who all three of you are just tremendous authors. It's like, I don't even care what the topic is. To have the three of you on a panel together is just amazing.
Tanya,
So you have like really, really heavy hitters
yeah,
that are coming.
Tanya Abari is deep in the literary industry. She's an expert. She's the bomb. I can't even go on enough about how much I admire her. And she has a new book that just came out called Locks Not Dreads, which is so important for young children, about self-esteem and self-empowerment and embracing all the beautiful things about yourself, and not caring if the world doesn't understand the beauty that is you. It doesn't mean you're not beautiful because people don't understand it, but it's also educational because a lot of people call dreadlocks or dreads, and that's actually a negative term. So we're trying to switch our language now from saying dreads to just locks, because dreadlocks are really just hair locking up. So I'm excited about that. And then Brittany J. Thurman, again, man, I can't say enough about her. She just won a Golden Kite Award for her book Fly, which is, I mean, that's not a small deal at all. She has a new book coming out next year. She's local. She's from Louisville. Yeah, Bari's from Tennessee. But Brittany J. Thurman is local. So we've got local gems that we're highlighting. We have New York Times best-selling authors, several. We have USA Today best-selling authors, but you don't have to have those titles to be an awesome author. We have plenty of authors who have not won those kind of awards, but have quality work. We also have the Georgia Author of the Year coming to present his book. We have an award-winning illustrator, Scott Soder, who's local, who's coming to teach classes to field trips that are coming to the festival. We're going to have, I think, 400 Jefferson County Public School students at the festival tomorrow on field trips.
Nice. That's special.
So that's pretty cool. But I could just go on and on and on about the quality of people who are coming. We have a former governor, Governor Paul Patton, who was my governor when I became a state employee in my early 20s. He's written a book about his journey. He was an actual coal miner in Kentucky and became the governor of Kentucky. Yeah, so that's really cool. I can go on and on and on about the amazing talent that we have coming. And I can't leave out, we have the Fly Guy. If you love the Fly Guy book, we have Pete the Cat, who's very popular. All people want to know on social media is, when will Pete the Cat be there? That's all they care about. They want to come see Pete the Cat.
My kids love Pete the Cat. Yeah, that's amazing.
And we have the Wild Thing, from Where the Wild Things Are.
That's amazing. And I just have to say something that really struck me. I know last year there was a little more problem getting the kids to the conference because there were staffing issues with the schools. And so you actually had authors go out into the classrooms. And I think the stories that you told from that of the kids interacting with the authors
Yeah.
was so special. I think it's always amazing when kids are able to interact with any sort of a professional, you know, and see themselves. And especially you had, I can't remember his name.
Femi?
He,
Femi
yes.
Faduko. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
wonderful.
hearing his stories of going into the classrooms because he's British, but he's
Yeah.
Black. The kids were like, what is going on? And
Yeah.
just the questions that he got. I mean, it was just this really priceless interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, for them to have access to
Yeah.
authors and really have these kind of conversations with them is so amazing. And so that's wonderful that this year that you have, what did you say, like 400 that are going to be coming for field trips?
Yeah, I believe it's 400 kids going on field trips tomorrow to the festival, which is just I I feel very honored by that too. I mean, I know it probably doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but school systems don't just send their kids just anywhere. You know, they need to know that they're going to be safe and that it's going to be valuable and a learning experience, hopefully, that is on the level of something they'll never forget. Um, and so I'm very honored that the school system here, you know, trusts us basically to provide quality education, a quality day for their students. And for the students who did come last year, the teachers
Oh, I just lost your sound. You said for the students that did come last year, the teachers.
serve, but I just got for the teachers that did come last year, um, the comments they made about, well, their own personal experience, but also the students' experience, and how the biggest regret they had about the book festival was that some of them chose a half-day field trip instead of a whole day, and they wish they had stayed longer.
That's a great
Yeah,
testimonial.
it is. Yeah.
Which goes right back kind of full circle to what we were talking about, is that really the whole point was to address the book deserts and give kids access to books and of course the access to authors and to this really special literary festival celebrating reading,
Yeah.
supporting literacy and education. So thank
Yeah.
you for all that you're doing. And just as a reminder to everybody, you can go to Louisville Book Festival. We'll have the link in our notes when we post this, and of course directly to the website. Anything you can do to help spread the word about this festival. It's a really amazing event. Happens every fall, and any shares that you can do are wonderful. Donations or just helping get the word out is much appreciated. And of course, if you're local, be sure to go volunteer if you have the time, or just go and enjoy.
Yeah. We're very excited. Thank you so much for talking to me today about this.
Thank you. Good luck with everything. I can't wait to see all about it.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.